So who are the riskiest picks in the first 7 rounds of PPR fantasy football drafts for 2023? This is the Fantasy Sports Boss. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe and that notification and the like button so that way you're made aware when new videos are added. Been very busy the last couple of days, obviously with the Joe Burrow situation, which we're going to stay on top of today. Jalen Ramsey goes down, so the injuries are already starting to pile up. Here we go. Fantasy football is back with all the chaos that goes along with it. So today, what I wanted to do is take a look at the first 7 rounds of a PPR fantasy football league and identify the riskiest player that's going according to current ADPs in each round. All right, so these guys that I'm going to name in each of these 7 rounds, the first 7 rounds, are the riskiest investments for 2023. So right off the bat in round 1, Jonathan Taylor is the 11th player off the board, 11th overall. This is extremely risky in my opinion. I'm fading Taylor everywhere, as you know. He's already on the PUP list because he's still having some residual issues with the ankle that was surgically repaired last season. Has very, very high usage going back to college, so he could be a candidate that will decline early physically. He's got a rookie quarterback coming in. While it will help take some pressure off of him along the defensive line, Anthony Richardson was not apt to throw it underneath, as most running quarterbacks are. They'd rather keep it and run. And also Richardson will siphon off and steal touchdowns around the goal line like Jalen Hurts does in Philadelphia to his running back. So Jonathan Taylor is a major fade for me in round 1. Round 2, 18 overall, is Josh Jacobs. So he too right now is not with the team. He's holding out as opposed to Taylor being on PUP. We have the curse of the 370 touch season for a running back the next season. In almost every case going back 20 years, the running back has either gotten hurt or saw a decline in numbers. Jacobs, if he misses all of summer training camp, as it looks like he will, at least that's the early initial read on the situation, he's not going to be physically ready for the NFL pounding, and likelihood of injury is very high for a guy who already has earned the injury prone label. This is a team that's going to struggle. It does not look good on paper. Despite some big names on this offense with Devontae Adams and Jacobs himself, I'm fading Josh Jacobs everywhere. He's not going to go near his numbers from last season. All right, in round 3, so there's 2 guys in round 3 that actually stand out to me, and they're both wideouts. T. Higgins at 31, DK Metcalf at 34. So right away, we have the Burrow calf injury, not an Achilles, thank God, but T. Higgins in the 3rd round is high for me for a guy who's really just been topping out around 75 catches for 1,000 yards and 6 to 8 touchdowns, which is good, but I want a little bit more upside from my wide receiver 3. He's clearly taken a back seat to his counterpart there, Jamar Chase. And so I think that's a little rich. DK Metcalf at 34 is a little high for me as well, just because they have Tyler Lockett, who's been going ballistic in the touchdown department the last 4 seasons, and they got the best receiver in the 2023 draft in Jackson Smith-Njigba, who is just earning rave reviews in camp so far. So something has to give. There's going to be targets that are going to be coming down from Metcalf and from Lockett this season. The touchdown numbers dropped for Metcalf last season as well. That's a little high for me in the 3rd round. Round 4, Deebo Samuel, 39 overall. I've been a Deebo hater going back to last preseason. I turned out to be right. I think I'm going to be right again this season as well. Brandon Ayuk, I think, is the better, and George Kittle are the better options in the passing game right now. And Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell at running back are not going to leave a lot for Samuel there as well. And this is a guy who always gets hurt. So fade Samuel everywhere. Round 5, Kyle Pitts, 59 overall. I don't think we're learning our lesson here. Still, the name brand is surpassing the actual level of production. He went in the 3rd round last year. We all know how that turned out. Arguably the biggest bust in all of fantasy football. Even before he got hurt, he wasn't involved in the offense. Now you have the same run-heavy offense that just brought in Bijan Robinson to go with Tyler Algier, the find in the 5th round last year. You have a quarterback in Desmond Ridder, 2nd-year guy who had accuracy issues in college. I know they threw it a little bit more when he was in under center as opposed to Marcus Mariota last season, but still, Drake London would be the number 1 target in this offense, and I do not want Kyle Pitts in the 5th round. Give me Darren Waller around later. All right, round 6, Mike Evans, pick number 71 overall. Listen, Mike Evans deserves all the praise in the world for starting his season with all these 1,000-yard campaigns. I know, he's put up numbers with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's put up numbers with Jameis Winston, Josh McCown even. But Baker Mayfield doesn't ever support wide receiver 1s. We've seen that throughout his career, wherever he's been. If it's Kyle Trask, even worse. Salute the career, but he's also aging, Mike Evans, and I think soft tissue injuries are going to be a problem for him this season as well, like it was for Keenan Allen a year ago. I'm out on Mike Evans. And in round 7, so James Cook is going at 82 overall. So the expectation is that he's going to be a 3-down back. We're hearing talk from training camp. He's never been a 3-down back, even going back to college in Georgia. He wasn't that in Georgia. He was a part of a committee. He's going to be part of a committee here. He's not going to get goal line work. And of course you have Josh Allen, who himself keeps the ball around the goal line. Damian Harris is going to be the main guy. They brought in Latavius Murray as well. So the touchdowns won't be there. He'll catch some balls out of the backfield, but there's a lot of guys ahead of him on the depth chart and at the running back position, and also in terms of targets in the passing game. So that is going way too high for me in terms of his draft price. All right, guys, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button. More videos on the way.